Teams going to Sweden. I know it's not in your mind now, but what do you make of Leafs going to Sweden next season?
Yeah, no, obviously that would be lots of fun to go home and play in Sweden, especially Stockholm too. So that would be lots of fun with friends and family.
What do you think the team's doing well to get to Vasilevsky this series with so many goals?
No, I think we've, got some tips and we've got Bison playing that. I think that's been a big thing. But I mean, obviously he's a great goalie and knows how to stop the puck.
What was it like for you last game? At the start, maybe the penalty, maybe it didn't look like it was going great, and then you end up with 3 assists. How did you feel about your game last game?
Oh, it's playoffs. Like, get a penalty, they score. It just is what it is. Like, it's not like I try to do that intentionally or anything. Yeah, and then we ended up winning. I mean, we weren't playing great, but we were able to battle through and get a win against a great team. So, I mean, we know we're going to get their best tomorrow. So, be ready. Try to be ready for that one this time.
What have you learned about what it takes in these closeout games? Like what from those past experiences can you take into this game tomorrow?
Look, I mean, we've been in a lot of Game 7s. Now this is a little different. Looking back at the series of Montreal, I don't really remember too much about it. But all we know is we got to bring our best tomorrow. It's not going to be easy to shut a team down that's been in the finals 3 years in a row.
What's impressive about Knies?
Yeah, it's speed and his size, and I mean winning battles, and obviously his shot too, and creating a lot of plays around in front of the net, and obviously that huge stop he had on the goal line last game was huge for us.
What were you seeing on the Matthews goal tip? Is that where you were looking to put it for him?
Yeah, I just saw him going, so I just thought I was going to try to shoot it so he could tip it, but yeah, it just luckily worked out.
How good is he? Look, you made it look simple, but I can't imagine that.
No, yeah, that's a crazy tip. So I mean, that was just happening. It was an incredible play by him for sure.
You've historically been pretty good in big games. What is it about you when the game big or on the line that you seem to be able to get to?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just try to play the same way I would in a regular game in the regular season. And just try to keep it
that world that's happening here in some of the games where the other guys wouldn't necessarily win in other years.
I just try to do my best out there in these games, and I mean, obviously, you got to try to be a little bit relaxed too. That's I think is pretty important. So, I think obviously working hard and trying to keep you a little relaxed too is the key.
How's Michael Bunting holding up? Obviously, suspension now looks like they're probably not playing him.
Yeah, I mean, he's been pumping the boys up on the road and stuff. So he's had great energy and one of the guys. So I think, I mean, you have to ask him how he feels about not playing tomorrow. But I mean, it is what it is, and I mean, we won 3 in a row, so there's not really too much you can do there.
When you have the kind of game you had the other night, you get 3 points, a big factor in the comeback, and you don't play that much. Sort of the 2 things at the same time.
What do you mean?
I think you only played 14 or 7 minutes and you got 3 points. That's kind of unusual.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this series has been a little bit unusual that way with the ice time, but just trying to do my best when I'm out there.
Well, what has this been like for you, the emotions of this series so far, having to watch?
Watching stressful. It's very stressful up there. Obviously not being able to, have control of the game. It's almost worse. I'm almost more nervous watching than playing, but the guys have responded great. 3 in a row, it's unbelievable. So I'm just trying to be, a great teammate, just cheer the boys on and help in any way I can and not be a distraction. So that's what I plan on doing.
When you heard 3 games, what went through your mind?
Yeah, they made their decision and got to live with it. And not much more I can do. I just, obviously the play was unfortunate and I didn't intend to hurt him or do that. And but you know what, they made their decision and I just move on and put that in the past and keep looking forward and go with that.
What did you see on that?
Yeah, obviously him and I battle a lot, and I have a lot of respect for him. He's a great defenseman. He plays hard. He plays the game right, and we've butted heads a few times, but it's very unfortunate what happened. Obviously, I never want to see someone get hurt and miss games, and But yeah, I just tried to create space for myself because I was kind of expecting contact from him, and but that time he wasn't going in for contact. So and the rest happened. So like I said, I never intend to hurt anyone out there, and that's not my game. I've played over 8 years, 500 games in pro, and never had a suspension. So, yeah, that's not my game.
What was your reaction when you found out that Sheldon was going to stick with this lineup? It looks like, were you surprised at all, or did you kind of maybe sense with the wins it might be that way?
Yeah, my job is to be a good teammate and be a professional in all aspects. So that's what I intend on doing. And I just wait for my number to be called. And I plan on helping this team win. And I'm hoping that there's a lot more games to be played, and I'll be in them. So that's what I plan on doing. And but for that time being, I want to be a great teammate, support the boys, and cheer them on as best I can.
Did you reach out to Chernak after?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I did. I sent him a text. I'll leave that between him and I. And I wish him the fastest recovery.
As you've been watching nervously, what has impressed you about what the team's done?
Yeah, I think obviously they faced some adversity, especially last game, down 4-1, and for that comeback, obviously the big boys stepped Maddie's a couple goals. That one goal out of the air was pretty good. So it's been great how they've responded and put us in a good spot in the series.
William was saying you've been pumping up the boys. I'm just wondering if anyone's reached out and pumped up your spirits during this time that you appreciated.
Yeah, all the boys have. I've been talking to a lot of the guys. Obviously, Jake Muzzin is a big part of this team still, and he's been with me through this whole way. So he's been kind of my the voice in my head, and just the way he's been talking to me and through it and whatnot. So I can't thank him enough.
Just what was the explanation you got that you're on the outside right now?
I feel like that's just between Kiefer and I. And listen, I want to play. I want to be in the lineup, and that's what I intend on doing in the future here. I want to be impactful. I want to play my game and do things that has helped our team make the playoffs. So that's what I plan on doing. And there's a little adversity for me here, but you know what? I've gone through adversity my whole life, and I made it here. So this is just another day for me.
Chance to play with Tavares and Marner on that line means you.
Means a lot, obviously two special players who have, unreal experience in the league and, terrific complete players. So it's a privilege and a pleasure to play with those guys.
What's going through your mind when you cleared that puck off the goal line?
Honestly, I don't remember it too well. I kind of blacked out. It was such a quick moment, and just lucky that one didn't bounce in, and I could get a handle of it and stop that.
What do you think your adjustment has been so good, Matt, being able to stay in the lineup now and become an important piece?
Yeah, I think the coaching staff and the players here have done a wonderful job welcoming me, and I think just the support around me with the players, and I think that's been the best so far. Is that's what's made it so easy for me is the guys in this room. So I have to thank them for that, and give a lot of credit to the coaching staff as well.
On the ice?
When you were unequivocally yesterday, Sheldon, saying when Matt stayed in the lineup, he's earned his right to continue to play.
Yeah, that gives me more confidence. I think I came in here to compete and to try to contribute, and I think I've done a good job of that. And so I just want to keep doing that. I just want to keep contributing to these guys, keep winning, and try to go as far as we can.
What stands out to you about Marner's game?
Obviously, he skates very well, handles the puck well. There's not many things he doesn't do well. So he's got good hockey IQ and can find those lanes and those passing plays that not many players can. He's an elite hockey player, and it's definitely a privilege to play with that.
How are you finding the puck battle, especially along the boards and in the corners?
Yeah, it's difficult. Obviously it's a lot of the plays along the wall. They love the rim pucks. So the more we can kind of close that and take it to the middle of the ice and play in the open ice is what we're going to try to do. And I think that's going to be the place where we make the most impact in the middle of the ice. So it's obviously heavy in the corners, but we just got to get it off there and get it to the middle of the ice and get some shots on that.
You said dealing with pressure is kind of a work in progress. You've been on the ice for some pretty pressure moments. How would you assess how you're dealing with it?
Yeah, I'm just taking it one shift at a time, just focusing on doing the little things in my shift, making sure I had a good shift, and making sure the guys around me are getting opportunities to score. So just focusing on the little things, I think, kind of take away from the pressure for me.
You ever have scrums like this at the University of Minnesota?
No, not at all. This is all new to me.
Safe to say biggest media session for you?
Possibly, yeah. It's close to development camp, but yeah, it's pretty big.
How would you describe the emotions and the mood in the game for?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we were all juiced up. Going into the third period, we had kind of a track to come back. So it was a really good feeling. It's a pleasure to kind of share the room with these guys and to see the kind of smiles on their face after coming back from such a big defeat. It says a lot about our group. It says a lot about the integrity in here. And so it was a special game, and I'm glad we came out to win.
Keep rolling with what you got and keep Bunting on the sideline.
We're just comfortable with the group that's been working here and won 3 games in a row. So really, that's it.
What's your message to Michael?
Well, just to stay ready, and he obviously his situation opened the door for someone like Matthew Knies to come in, and he did a terrific job for us, and the chemistry of the rest of the group just makes it. It's not an easy decision because Bunts has played really good hockey for us and has been an important guy for our team. But really, the message was that he will get back in. It's just not going to be tomorrow.
What's allowed Knies to make the impact that he's had? Do you think, Sheldon? Right away.
A very good hockey player. It's really that simple. And I guess in addition to the talent, he's got confidence and some swagger to him, and he just goes out and plays.
What do you like about the way you had the bottom 6? Obviously, the lines changing, the comeback. What do you like about the way the top 6 is constituted right now?
Yeah, well, I guess because of that, what I do like about the top and bottom 6, that's what it's part of the decision as it relates to Bunting in maintaining that. But again, we've been trying to establish something where we're comfortable playing all 4 lines and we can really get going and get skating and get playing. That was our intention going into the series, and we thought we were in a good spot that way, and we've had to adjust along the way, which is what we had to do the other night, and the players responded well, and we can always make other adjustments if needed, but we liked the group the way that it finished the other night.
Where do you see the confidence most from Knies in his game?
Just with the puck. He doesn't throw it away. Sometimes hanging onto it a little bit too long, which is an adjustment for a player to make. But you like that. He's skating with it. He plays with his head up. He's created some great scoring opportunities for others because he plays that way. And he's not intimidated in any way of the opposition in terms of the physicality or the pace. Doesn't affect his game and his mindset. So it makes you very comfortable in playing him.
Bit of a strange juxtaposition in the last game. Willie, who's been a pretty good big game player for you guys, gets 3 points and only plays a little more than 14 minutes. How do you balance what a guy's doing, what he produces, and how much time he gets?
Yeah, it is a balance. I mean, for me, it's about trying to put Willie in positions to succeed and utilize his strengths and try to protect some of the areas where he's maybe not doing as well or playing as well. When Willie's at his best, you don't have to protect as much and you can just go. But I felt on the road in particular, that wasn't the case necessarily, but he's still a very important guy for us, so it's important for me not to lose him because he still, as you say, can provide a lot in very important moments, and he certainly did that the other night.
Was it defensively or engagement?
Well, they go hand in hand, I would say.
What's your sense of where Ilya's at physically, mentally? The puck's gone in, but he stayed one save ahead of the SLS.
Yeah, that's really the key, of course, and we looked at it especially in Game 3 where he couldn't afford to give up that additional goal. And obviously, you get into overtime, you can't afford to give anything up. And he gave us a chance to win that game. But yeah, he's been battling and competing, which we come to expect from him. And obviously, it's helped us a great deal.
Was the plan for him to leave practice when he did, or what was kind of the outlook for his day today?
Yeah, it was just going to be a light day. It was actually a discussion about not having to go out at all, but just felt getting him a little bit of time and helping him prepare for tomorrow was most important.
How big is home ice tomorrow in the situation there?
Well, it helps. We're excited to play in front of our fans. I think it's a big thing. So there's that. There's some of the matchup stuff and what have you, but we're obviously comfortable here. We got 2 wins on the road, but we certainly coming off of Game 2 and how we played and the emotion and energy that came through that game was important for us, and we would hope to get back to some of that.
What goes into a successful start in the first period, Sheldon? Have you been happy with the way the team started?
I think we started, both games. I think we started fine on the road. It was game 3 in particular. I thought we started well. I think the first rotation for every line, you'd like it to be clean and through the neutral zone and getting on the other half of the ice. So I thought our starts, depending on how you define start, you can look at the start as the first period. You can look at it as the first rotation for each line. You can look at it as the very first shift. You can look at it as up to the first TV timeout. I mean, really for us, we just like to get control of the game, and whether that's territorially or to score first, you just want to be feeling good about where you're at.
You've been in the spot before. Do you sense a different, feel a difference right now, and more of an anticipation maybe?
Yeah, I do. First of all, the schedule being what it is unique. Having the day off to travel yesterday, a practice day today, which in a lot of ways is just a chance to regroup and get out and practice some of the things that you've been talking about over the last number of days that you haven't necessarily been able to practice because of the schedule and energy of the players. So I think in a lot of ways it's allowed us to sort of disconnect, or I guess unplug from the series for a moment to be able to refocus and recharge for tomorrow. And so that in itself, I think, is unique and provides some good perspective as we really prepare for tomorrow, which is really to just focus on our game and playing well and not in any of the outside stuff that doesn't help the situation. We just need to focus on playing a good hockey game.
Half this roster wasn't here last year. You go back to Montreal, the Montreal series, I probably get about 60% of the roster wasn't here. Should this team be wearing what's happened in the past when there's been so much change personnel-wise?
Well, I think the core, of course, has remained the same, and those guys have been through a lot together, and myself included. So that's real and that's felt, and I think there's growth inside of that. There's motivation and focus because of those things, but I also think that the guys that are fresh and new and that have come in, and by and large, everyone that has come has brought with them some great experience, whether that's actual championship pedigree or playing deep into the playoffs or playing in the league a really long time. We've got great experience within our group all the way through, including the depth. And I think that brings a lot to the team, and that's part of the different type of feel around the group.
One last one. We saw Matt Murray put in some work today again. What's the latest on his?
Yeah, he's making progress. To the point he's on the ice with he's been working mainly just in recovery mode on his own, but now he's starting to take shots from players and more game-like situations. So steady progress there.